Hey guys, welcome back to another CZ Reacts, where we watch the fun, weird, crazy, and interesting, and we question everything. True or conspiracy, real or fake, crazy all the way around. Let me know what you think, leave it in the comments. This video is for entertainment purposes only, so let's get into it.
This is where your bed comes from.
Oh my gosh, that's horrific. I can't even imagine, like, people who have, like, that's a job title. People that do that for a living.
October 4th, 2018, Ecatepec, Mexico, a man and a woman are pushing a baby stroller down the street. Cops stop them. They look inside and they freeze because instead of a baby, inside the stroller is a bag with human remains. The couple is arrested on the spot, but when police search their home, it gets way worse. They find buckets filled with human body parts, a freezer packed with meat, skulls, bones, and cement-covered remains hidden under the floorboards. The man's name is Juan Carlos Hernandez. His partner is Patricia Martinez, and what they confess to shocks the entire country. They tell police they've been luring women to their home for years, pretending to sell clothes or offer jobs. And guys, once the women are inside, Juan Carlos Graves kills and dismembers them, and Patricia, she helps them cook the bodies. But guys, here's the part that broke the internet. Patricia admits that they use human flesh to make tamales and sold them to their neighbors on the street. Sometimes they fed the meat to their own children. Juan Carlos says killing gave him satisfaction. He didn't feel guilty. He even asked for the death penalty. Police say they killed at least 10 women, but the real number could be way higher. And today, they're known as the monsters of Ecatepec. If you
How does that even happen? Like, you have one person who is twisted and thinks that way. How do you communicate that and find a second that is okay with what you're doing and does the same thing? That is terrifying that it happens in multiples. It's like they're hunting in packs. That was so disturbing. That was so awesome. I love that footage.
So this dude literally falls out of a plane. Now, if you watch the video again, right as he's about to step out, the guys move the stairs.
Oh!
So who's at fault?
I mean, yeah, always look, but because the stairs were there, would he be expecting them to move them? I have no idea. Ow.
Back in 2013, Jeff Bush was just enjoying his evening in his house when a big sinkhole took him and his bed under the ground. His body was never recovered.
Years since this sinkhole opened up underneath a home in Seffner. Swallowed a man who was sleeping in his bed. Never saw it coming. That sinkhole reopened, though, overnight last night. If you've lived here long enough, you probably remember that story. It made international headlines in February of 2013.
And despite their best efforts, first responders were not able to rescue Jeffrey Bush, and his body was never found. This is the view from Sky Fox over the hole on Faithway Drive today. The hole about 19 feet across. Now, when the sinkhole first opened, engineers filled it with gravel and water, and then they fenced it off. It then reopened again in 2015. It was refilled then. Well, the county says despite the third reopening, surrounding neighbors are safe.
The situation kind of is a repeat of what we saw in 2015, which was kind of as it was engineered to happen if there were to be a repeat. So we have that in our favor. The system is working as designed.
Well, the county is going to start refilling the hole with gravel and water starting tomorrow morning, and that should take a few days.
So the reopening of this sinkhole in Seffner brings back painful memories for the family of Jeffrey Bush. He's the one who died when that hole opened back in 2013.
Okay, but if it's opened up 3 times, is that an effective way? Like, it's not working. I feel like that is the future of Florida. That was one thing I was always terrified of living there. Sinkholes. I feel like they're more common there than anywhere. Oh.
Mother, if you start crying. incredible. I'm filming.
Oh! 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 I feel completely deceived that title said crush, not everything else that happened. And those African dogs, I feel like those dogs are worse than hyenas from what I've seen. Like, they are ruthless. I was not expecting that at all. Oh my gosh. Ah! Ah. Oh my gosh, that was just a claw in him. So fast. Won't be doing that again.
And I found, psychedelics through this show. Kicked everything. I mean,
So the psychedelics helped you?
Peter, it was like a light switch, man.
What psychedelics did you do?
I did Ibogaine and 5-MeO-DMT.
Do you credit the Ibogaine more than the 5-MeO?
Yes.
Because I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that from ex-military guys, ex-team guys who've taken Ibogaine, and they physically look different. I've seen them since. It's almost like their facial construction is different. Their cheekbones feel different. Their eyes feel different, and they're sober.
Yeah.
It seems to be one of the more effective medicines.
I mean, it's really changing a lot of lives,
Ah.
and it is the cure for opiate addiction,
Yeah.
for alcoholism. And so if you're out there riding the line and you're looking for a way out, I'd highly recommend it.
Yeah, man.
I don't know anything about that, but it did sound interesting. If you know anything, and if that is true, drop it in the comments. I would like to know. What? Oh! I don't think anybody was like unalived, but oh my gosh, they are so lucky to be alive. That thing was huge. And the trail is like right under. Yeah. Who is guiding that tour? Holy crap. Wow. Oh, wait, these people are close. Oh my gosh.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, what? Wow. That is insane. Like, where do you go? You hide behind the rocks. Would the force of that move the rocks on top of you? Like, how dangerous is that? That is so crazy. And then who's up there to help you? Sorry, my mind is going. That is insane. What are you doing? Oh! Oh, 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 oh. Oh my gosh. Great, yeah, then it ends. So I don't know. Does the dog make it? Does it not? You do not deserve to have a dog. Why are you trying to run with a dog on the train? Oh my. Yeah, your thoughts. I'll end my rant. Let me know what you think.
Get these motherfuckers off my porch. What type of shit is this? This is what happens when you want to live in the city.
Ew! Oh my gosh!
Oh shit!
What? I would lose my mind. I had no idea what I was looking at until I got. What is wrong with people? The Kool-Aid is so strong right now. I will never run out of content. Ever. This is insane. Elephants are smart. He's like, I'm out of here. You can't contain me. Oh my gosh. Troublemaker. Wow. Yeah, that was smart. Wait, what? I'm so confused. I've never seen that or heard of that. How is that I don't understand. Is that like for real? It's an actual competition? I don't know what's going on with that. That is new to me.
Do you take a ride on a flying drone taxi? Chinese manufacturer Ehang seeks to revolutionize transportation with the development of a revolutionary means of transport. This vehicle was designed not only as a personal drone, but also as a flying taxi and could transform the future of transportation. Do you think this thing is actually safe? How easy would it be to rise accidentally just a few feet, decapitating the driver? Would you do this just to get to work a little quicker?
If that is like legit and that's the stuff they're working on, are they not like so far advanced than Canada and the States? Like, I don't know if that's real or not, but I'm watching somebody fly around on something like an ironing board with wings, so I have no idea.
Just to set the scene, on that night, what had happened was, it was early hours of the morning anyway, and what happened was the crocodile had actually come up the beach, walked his way up the beach in front of their main camp, come across the front of their main camp and around one of the four drives. It was a four-drive Land Cruiser Ute, and as it's come around there, it's come around to the front of the tent. Now the tent at that time of year, it's boiling hot up there. It's Cape York, Queensland. It's quite tropical, and Andrew and Di actually had the tent closed at this stage. So while the tent was closed, it had your fly screen down. The tent flaps were open, but the fly screen was down. So this crocodile had come around the forward drive and come to the front of their tent. Now it is 4 o'clock in the morning. There's a little bit of moon. I think there was a little bit of moon that morning, but basically it's pitch black dark. And Di, who was laying down in the tent asleep, obviously had heard a bit of a rustle outside the tent. Thought it might have been a pig, a dingo, even maybe a wild bull. And she'd sort of she was laying back, as you could picture in the tent. She's laying back, and she sort of just put her head up to look outside the tent. She's looking outside the tent. She could see the silhouette of the crocodile, and she's looking at this crocodile, and the crocodile isn't moving. And now she's sort of put her hand over and gone to her husband, Andrew, there's a crocodile. He's woke up, and this is out of his words. He's woke up during the night, and he sat up to have a look at this crocodile at the front of his tent. And he said, as he sat up, opened his eyes, sat up, this crocodile has come flying through the fly screen of the tent, gone flying through that, split it into pieces, grabbed him on the hip, straight onto the side of the hip, and it started to drag him out of the tent. It's dragging him out of the tent. Now all his main concern was his 4-month-old son that was sitting behind him. He's yelling out, "Die, grab the baby," just trying to beat this crocodile off, sort of punching and kicking, do whatever he could, just fighting his way to stay alive.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't even imagine that. Like, we've got bears here, and I guess it's just what you're used to. I could not ever think about camping in a place like that. But then again, those are the critters they have. They're used to them. That is so terrifying. Did you see how big that thing was? Like, it was massive. Wow.
I don't know if a tsunami is coming or what, but the water has left Fifi Island, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's about to happen, but pray for Thailand, man. We just had an earthquake 4 days ago. Now the sea is gone. Y'all, I don't know what the, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on or what's about to happen, but we gonna see, I guess. Let's get it.
I really don't know. That video says 4 days old. I have no idea. All I know is that it's terrifying from what we've seen in the past. When that water goes out, it's coming back in with a force. No way. Oh my. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe what I'm watching.
Как додумались они ребенка засунуть, а? Вот застрял, вытаскивать его.
Get him out. Oh my gosh. Like, I am setting him up for a life of crime. Am I overreacting? Maybe. It's shocking to see. I don't know. Leave your thoughts in the comments on that one. That was insane.
The Romans are never escaped.
Knows exactly how this happened, but it's not something you see every day. The truck driver literally drove over a car. Based on the video, it looks like the car driver just didn't yield to the truck while turning.
Hey!
Oh, come on, man. She said no. Where'd she go? Oh my god, he just got locked in. Oh man. Ricochet. Oh, damn.
I have nothing, please. 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 I have nothing. Please. I'm sorry, please. Please. Help. Help, please. Help, please. Please. Get your hands up! On the ground! On the ground! On the ground! On the ground! On the ground!
Okay, y'all probably think I'm crazy. When it comes to people who do crimes, like not physically harming somebody, and it's a business, and I know it doesn't make it any better. It doesn't make it any better. I have a little bit more sympathy because I feel like some people are pushed into like, I don't know how I'm going to feed my family, or my mom, like, I have to pay this hospital bill, like she's dying, you know, like something extreme will push somebody to do something they would never normally or ever do. And I feel like those kinds of crimes against like person on person, physically hurting, attacking, I just have a bit more sympathy where I'm like, were they in complete desperation? I don't know. I just feel like that may be a drive, which doesn't make it any better. And I'm not standing for that guy. It just hurts my heart a little bit to see people do that. He didn't look very old either. He didn't sound very old. And yes, he had a weapon. It just, seeing people make those decisions in general, I don't know why, it saddens me. Like, it actually does. I feel really bad for them.
Anyone ever read Mein Kampf from Hitler? Hitler tells the world why he hates Jews. He says the Jews created communism. Jews are taking advantage of you. And people said, how? He says the Jews are the ones that are in control of all of the banks that are lending you with high interest. And everybody said yes. Why? Because it was true. The Jews destroyed the economy in Germany by simply lending money with high interest. People that cannot meet this demand, the business is not growing as high as they thought it was going to grow, ended up closing down shop and saying, listen, I'm defaulting, and declare bankruptcy, you have to start all over. 500 years before that in Spain, the same thing happened. 900 years in England, it happened. 1186. The Jewish people were doing really well financially. Primary business, lending money, ignoring the Torah rules. One day, the leader of the place goes on vacation. They're going to decide to start mass murdering Jewish people in the streets. Why? We're tired of paying you interest. We're tired of doing this. This, Rabotai Karim, is repeating the same story over and over again.
What do you think about Donald Trump wanting to take over Gaza?
I don't know.
Where do you think all the Palestinians would go if he does take over Gaza?
Maybe Sahara Desert? I don't know.
Would Israel accept the Palestinians into Israel?
We have enough Palestinians here. We should kick them all out.
Really? So you don't support any Palestinians being in Israel?
We have enough, and we have to put them out. Those are here have to go out.
Really? And why should those that are here go out?
Because this is the land of the Almighty and the land of Israel. And He chosen us to have the land. And this is why this land is only for the Jewish people. That's all. This is the Torah said. And they know it.
It's crazy. It's like every time they are asked something, and even on camera, they are so just blunt about it. But if you say something against them, it's like everybody loses their minds. I don't understand this.
Decided to buy his own car. When he came to inspect the car for sale, he immediately realized that it was his car which had recently been stolen. He asked the car thieves to test drive the car. After getting behind the wheel, the guy instantly closed the door, backed up, which pushed one of the crooks away, and then managed to videotape the criminal's faces in close up to give the footage to the police and then drove away safely, having recovered his car.
Guy is genius. These crooks or hooligans, or whatever you want to call them, are out of control. Good on Guy. Got his damn car back himself, then sent the police. Yeah, got him on camera.
I fail, but if I fail, I want to die trying.
On June 26, 2017, 22-year-old Pedro Ruiz and his girlfriend, 19-year-old Mona Lisa Perez, were filming a YouTube video that he was sure would blow up. It was supposed to be their big break, but what Pedro didn't realize was this would be his last video. Pedro had this wild idea. He would hold the Think Encyclopedia to his chest, and Mona Lisa would shoot a .50 caliber Desert Eagle at it. Yeah, guys, that's one of the most powerful handguns in the world. But Pedro swore the book would stop the bullet. He even showed Mona Lisa a different book he shot before where the bullet didn't go all the way through. But guys, this wasn't the same book. The day of the stunt, the camera was rolling and Mona Lisa was shaking. You can even hear her in the video saying, "Babe, I can't do this. What happens to my life if you die?" But Pedro, obsessed with making it big, he just kept pushing. He told her it would be fine. He needed this video to go viral. Finally, after enough pressure, Mona Lisa pulled the trigger. The bullet sliced right through the book like it was nothing. It hit Pedro square in the chest. He collapsed immediately. Mona Lisa screamed as he hit the ground, but there was nothing she can do. Pedro was dead before anyone could even call for help. This is the book Pedro believed would save him, and as you can see, it didn't stand a chance. Mona Lisa was arrested and charged with second-degree manslaughter. She pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 180 days in jail, but here's the part that shocked everyone. Mona Lisa was pregnant with Pedro's child when this happened.
Oh my gosh, that is so sad to go viral. Like, this is the world we're living in where everybody wants 15 minutes of fame. Like, find something you enjoy and record yourself, sure. And if it hits, it hits. But don't be trying to put your life in danger. I am, like, shocked by that entire story that she didn't want to. She did participate, ended up in jail. Now you have a baby who's got no dad. And just the mindset of, like, this fame. Some of this stuff I come across and I post like with cliffs and people hanging off a build. Like it's all crazy, and it's all just to hopefully go viral. It's really scary. It's really sad. Oh! I feel like that's misleading. I don't know why I hear splash and I think a splash. Oh my gosh, poor kid.
This video showing the woman on a stretcher flailing and, according to neighbors, screaming at the time. Authorities say she suffered burns and was taken to the hospital in critical condition.
This car crash was one of those instances where we all remember parts of it because it was such a weird thing to watch in real time, because they kept telling us that the driver of this vehicle didn't survive, but then we see Anne actually rip herself out of the body bag while they're trying to load her in the back of the ambulance. Again, on live TV, so they can't like cut that out. Just for them to later come back and say, oh, well, they had to sedate her in the ambulance and she didn't make it once she made it to the hospital, which was weird. For them to find out it's a famous actress who at the time was filming a documentary on human trafficking, which they downplayed the human trafficking documentary at the time, because again, this was 3 years ago. But everyone knew who Anne had been dating for years at the time, which was Ellen DeGeneres. Although they were broken up, Ellen had moved on to someone else. There was a weird connection between Ellen and Diddy. Not only has Ellen had Diddy on her TV show multiple times, but Ellen also had this really weird nickname for Diddy that they try to not talk about anymore. But anytime you hear it, it's the weirdest cuddle, mix, snuggle stuff. And if that's not weird enough, if the documentary that Anne was doing at the time wasn't weird enough, everything Ellen has said to like distance herself from the crazy celebrities like Diddy that she has been known to be friends with, the fact that Diddy got arrested in like September and then it took us.
That is insane. Like, where have I been? Why don't I hear about this stuff? That is so crazy. You can clearly see that lady moving. And about the Diddy thing, do you guys think it's actually him in jail or a lookalike serving like behind bars? I feel like these people get away with a lot. That is insane though. That story is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I think that lady, I'm sure I'm way late to the game. You guys already all know this, but that is shocking to me.
Until jurisdiction is more clearly determined. Walk us through your initial reaction to that court ruling. Do you feel like you and your team are in a good position to address this legally moving forward, or what do you want to see happen next?
Yes, I mean, look, this was a really important next step. Early this morning, the legal team filed an amended petition with the court, and we're ultimately asking the court to send Rumessia back to Massachusetts immediately and to release her from custody. And just about an hour or so ago, we received a court ruling where the...
Okay, you cannot tell me that was a camera glitch. That is not human. That is something else. All right, you guys, I am going to end it there. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know. Leave me something in the comments. Remember to question everything. And until next time, stay safe.